Rosa Kelly. So welcome back to part 2 of my Alice Lapbook tutorial for JS Hobbies and Crafts. So as you remember, last time we worked on the base and we added some of the pages, and then we also work on some interactive elements that we're going to be working on with right now. So I'm going to go right ahead and open this app where we left off. And so I already went ahead and cut a piece of the paper that will fit right in here. Okay, so before I add this page down, I'm going to place this little pull down waterfall that we created in here, and then I'm also going to add the pop-up card up in here, and then I will do a couple other flaps before I add this paper. But then let's just work on this right now. So what I do, I'm going to decorate these with the paper later on. So I'm just going to go ahead and see where I want to place this first, and I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on these flaps, just like so, and place it where I want it. And I kind of wanted this on like an angle, just like so. There we go. Now I'm gonna grab 2 tiny pieces of scrap paper, just like this one here, and I'm going to cut the little squares. So I'm just going to mark where I'm going to cut, just to cover these little squares. So I'm gonna need one there and one here. So I'm just gonna do something really quick like this. I'm not even gonna put it on my cutting machine. Goes like that, and another one like so. So I'm just going to ink these. Okay, so I glued that down, and now I'm just gonna find a center, and I'm gonna poke a hole to add some brads. Now the brads are optional. To me, I feel like it gives the pull down waterfall just a little extra support, but when it's a little one like this, you probably don't even need the brads. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball the center again, just like that, and I'm gonna place the other one here and just fold this inside. Okay, just like that. And now I'm just going to add some tape just to make sure they are not going to be moving. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the tape like so. All right, so now we have the pull down waterfall in place. As you can see, it slides very easy. We're gonna decorate this later. Now if you want, we can put like a little string or something to pull it down. And then another thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna add my pop-up card in here. I love how this looks. Now if you like, you can decorate this ahead of time and then add it up. I'm going to find some of my scrap pieces, something like this, and I'm just gonna use this as a closure. So I'm gonna cut just a piece like so, nothing too big, and I'm just gonna fold it. Okay, so I kind of have like about 3/4 of an inch on one side, and I'm gonna use this as the closure for this little pop-up card, just like that. So I'm gonna go on the back here, add just a little bit of glue on this side. Okay, now make sure this is center, straight, all that good stuff. All right, so now I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and on the inside here we can add magnets, or you can just simply leave it and then just add Velcro after. So I'm gonna be using some little magnets. Okay, so I added my magnet, and now I'm just going to add this pop-up card and the back, just like so. I'm gonna put a little bit of you know, just kind of like in an angle a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to come back and decorate these. So I haven't added this page yet, so I'm going to add another interaction in here. So I'm going to grab a new sheet of 12 by 12 and I'm going to cut these at 8.5, okay, by 6, so right at half. And I'm going to score at half an inch, just like that. Oops. And at 3/4, okay. So you're gonna do 1/2 and 1/4, and I'll do the same for the other one. We're gonna score at 1/2 and 1/4. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold these two along the score lines. And so 1 and 2, and I'm just gonna add my tape here on this 1/2 inch flap, just like so. I'm just gonna trim that off. Do the same here. Okay, there we go. And let me move this out of the way, and now I'm gonna place these two here on the side, on both sides. Okay, so let me go ahead, take off this tape, and we'll place one here, and I'm kind of lining this up with the gusset that we did on the top and bottom flaps. All right, take off that tape, and then I'll do the other one, the other side over here, same thing. So lining this up, make sure you stay away from the bending side, and let me close this to make sure that we are even up and down. Okay, so I kind of need to make it just a little bit more to the side. Okay, oops, where did my, okay, and then so now that I have it where I want it, I'm going to just press down and take off this tape. Okay, so then we're gonna stand up this piece, and we're gonna stand up this piece, and here we go, something like that. So now I'm gonna open that up, and now I am ready to place the background in here. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this down, make sure it's straight center. It should fit right in between all the gussets. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna let this dry for a bit. So now I'm going to use these little accordion pockets that we made, and I'm going to do one here. So I made another one, so we're gonna do one on each side. Make sure that your opening is to the top. Now before I glue this down, I'm going to use this page here, and I'm gonna use it as a background. So I'm not gonna cut the whole length, so because I want to save my paper as much as I can. So I'm just gonna cut these at 5.5. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut these at 4 3/4, just like this. So I'm gonna put one piece there, and 4 3/4 again, just like that. And then I'm going to put this one piece here, and then we will add your little accordion pockets there. All right, so let me go ahead here and ink this out, and so I ink the top and the sides, and then I'm just gonna place this down here, and then I'm gonna grab one of these accordion pockets, and I'm gonna just glue the whole thing. Actually, you don't want to glue the whole thing. You want to give a little room on the sides, so I'm gonna remove that, just kind of like this. Okay, so just a little room on the side so this can expand. And then I'm just gonna place this right on top of that, and I'm gonna do the same with this one. And I have this little piece from my scraps, and I'm just gonna use this. I think it fits just fine, so I'm just going to pencil mark where I'm gonna cut this to. So it should be 4.5, but I'm just gonna pencil mark that. I'm gonna cut this, so I got 1 and 2. Okay, sometimes it's just easier to do the whole pencil mark. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to use this side of the paper or this side. I do want to use this page here. I'm going to cut these 2 images out and just place these ones on my pockets. I have the 2 pieces, and so I'm trying to think if it looks good like that or if I should turn it around like so. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think that looks fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna ink these around one more time, and I'm going to glue this piece in here right on the center, just like that. And then I'm gonna glue this whole thing down there, just like so. And you might notice there's a black area there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this pretty ribbon that I have, and this was sent to me on Happy Mail, but I love the look of it. It's so vintage. So I'm just going to cut me a little piece, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other pocket. I'm just gonna go like that really quick. I'm gonna add this down just like so. Very nice. I love how collaged this paper looks. Okay, and then I place these. I'm kind of gonna make sure they're on the same elevation, just like that, and a little bit more of this ribbon. And I'm just gonna add, so to add my ribbons and laces, I like to use this fabric tack glue just a little bit better. So we're gonna put this right here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now for the inside of these pockets, I decided I am going to go with this page here. I just love, since this page is basically all dedicated to tea, I'm just gonna cut this out, and these are double-sided, so I'm not gonna back this on anything. So I'm just gonna, since I have 2 collections and I think I have room for 6 on each one of my pockets, so I'm gonna be using both of the collections for this. So I have all my cards, and sure, it was tedious inking each one of these beauties but we can go ahead and add them now. So each one of my envelopes has 6. One of my pocket have 6 little half envelopes here. So the one that I constructed had 8, so I decided to remove 2 in order to be able to have enough cards. So for each pocket I use 3 envelopes that I cut in half, and so yeah, so then room for 6 cards on this one. As you can see, doesn't that look so cool when you open it? And so 6 more over here. Okay, so now for the inside here, or for the black spaces, what I'm gonna do is just use some of my scrap pieces. For example, something like this. I'm going to peel off this tape, And let me find my glue. Found it. It's on the floor. Okay, so it's like I'm a mess right now. Everything's everywhere. But anyway, that's how it is when we craft, right? All right, so I'm going to place this right down here, so it gives it like a little pretty view. And then we're gonna place pictures here anyway, right? So instead of using our beautiful design paper for that, I'm just going to add some of this craft color cardstock, and I'm just gonna pencil mark where I'm going to cut this. So here we go. And then I also inked all around just to continue with the vintage theme, but then this is where we're gonna add our pictures. So I'm gonna be doing this a lot, and then just using some of my scrap pieces to decorate the pages on the areas that I'm gonna leave black on as part of the tutorial. And just to save time, I won't be showing every time I do it, but I will do something like that for the inside here and this side as well. So now when we close this, it looks so pretty. I love it, and I love all the interaction that is within this one page. All right, so now we're gonna work on a new page. So I am going to start with another 12 by 12, and I'm gonna cut these at 8 3/4, just like this, by 10 1/2. Okay, then I'm gonna score these at 1 inch, just like that, and at 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to fold along the score lines, both of them. Oops. Okay, press this down. All right, so this is going to be a new page. And now I'm going to build some interaction here before I add this into my album. I'm gonna cut another piece of 8 1/4 by 9. So I'm this at 9 here. And I'm going to score again 1/2 inch, just this time. Make sure it's even. Okay, and then I'm going to fold along here, and we're gonna add tape. There, let me find my tape here. All right, so I'm using the 3/8 of an inch that fits perfect on this 1/2 inch flap, and I'm gonna just cut this right here and place this one on top of the one we just did. Now you have these 2 score lines, you want to keep them on your left, and I'm just gonna peel off the tape here just a little bit, and now we're gonna make sure these are even. Okay, and now I'm gonna press down here and pull this tape out. So now we have a flap to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to use this design here to add into this page. So I'm just going to pencil mark where I'm cutting this page here and here. Okay, so I went ahead also and inked all around that page. So now I'm just going to put this down. Okay, so just a little bit of glue, and we're gonna place this in here. Okay, so now I'm going to create a different type of interaction for this part. So I'm going to be making just a little pop-up card using the images here, because I absolutely love all these images. So I want to bring kind of the book to life by creating some 3D pages. So I'm going to start with this is the back cover that I'm using, because I'm just going to use it as a background, and I'm going to cut these at 8 1/2. Okay, so that is going to be the height of these. Yes, I'm just double checking that it is. And I'm going to just score these at 6 inches, so right at half. Okay, so this is going to be the base of my pop-up card. So I'm just gonna fold this down nice and neat. Now I'm going to use this piece here, so I'm just gonna cut out the image. Here's my image. I'm gonna put this on the side for a minute, and I'm gonna be using some of my scrap pieces here, so I'm just going to cut these at the same length as the image, just like so. So I have this piece now. I'm going to go ahead, and this, my little scrap piece measures about 1 1/4, so I'm just gonna score right on the half of that. So you want a piece like this. We're gonna bend this, and this is gonna be your little connector piece, your little hinge. Okay, so I'm gonna bend that, and now I'm gonna open this up and bend it like so. Okay, so we have a little X. So I'm gonna keep this bent, and I'm going to go from the center where we have the first line and take this little notch just like a V, and I'm also going to do that on the other side. Okay, just like that. So now we have a piece that looks like this. Okay, so now we're gonna grab the image, and I'm going to attach this right on this long piece. So I'm just gonna use some tape, just like that. Okay, and let me grab this little tool. I'm gonna take this out, and I'm actually gonna do 2 pieces of tape because I'm using the small tape. Okay, cut that out, and let me take this out of here. All right, so now I'm just gonna place my image. Make sure you don't place it on top of the bending line, just like that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and fold this whole piece right on half, right where you have that little V. You can actually score here, right where we have that little V, if you want, or you can just go ahead and fold it. But I think scoring just really helps. So it looks nice and neat. Okay, so now we have this one long piece. Now I'm gonna grab the base, and I'm just gonna make sure to center this little V to the center line here. And it's probably hard to see because everything is like with the polka dots, but you will see your bending line, and all we're trying to do is place this like so. Okay, you're gonna kind of give it a little V shape as well. Now before you glue anything, hold it, close it, and make sure it's not sticking out. See how mine's sticking out a little bit? So now I'm going to place this higher up like this. So now I know right there it's not sticking out. So I'm going to use my tape right here. You can use your glue, and I'm just gonna try to keep it in place and peel this off. And now I'm gonna close these. All right, so now I'm gonna open it and do the same on the other little notch here. Add the tape. Cut this little corner. Take off this tape, and now I'm gonna close this. Okay, so very easy and simple. Now when we open it, we have a 3D piece like so. Now I want to give this, you can leave it as is, but I want to give it a little bit more I don't know, more of a 3D effect. So since I have 2 of the same collection, I'm going to cut the same image. So here I have the second pad, and all I'm gonna do is just fussy cut out Alice and the Queen, so that way they are gonna stand out. I have the 2 fussy cut out images, and I'm gonna use this long piece from my scraps to add those in here. So I'm gonna cut just a long strip about a 1/2 inch wide, like so. Oh, I do want to mention that when I cut out the queen, I cut it all the way to the bottom, so you kind of want to give it about a 1/2 inch all the way down here. Same thing with Alice, so we can use as the base. Okay, so now let me grab this piece, and I'm gonna cut this in half because I need 2, just like so. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a little rectangle. So I'm gonna fold these, and I just randomly do about a 1/2 inch, and then a 1 inch, and a 1/2 inch again, and another 1 inch. So we have a little piece like that, and I'm just gonna trim off the remaining. And I'm gonna do the same with this one. So now that I have the 2 little rectangle pieces, I'm going to add some tape. You could do with glue, but I just don't want to be, you know, waiting for the glue to dry. So I'm gonna put a little piece of tape here on one of the small sides and one of the long sides. Okay, so I think this piece is fine, a little too big. So let me trim that off, and then I can use this one for here. And I just need one more here, like so. Okay, so we're gonna start with the queen. I'm gonna grab these. Make sure that your tape is gonna be on the bottom, and when you put your queen, it's going to be like so. Okay, and you have the tape on the bottom. So now I'm gonna peel off this tape, and I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm lining up the feet of the queen here, like so. Okay, and I'm just gonna press down the back, but now I'm gonna lay this flat, and I'm gonna need another little piece of tape for this other little square. Okay, so it can, oops, peeled off. Here we go. It's sticky. Okay, so then we're just gonna now press this against the back. So now we have a 3D image when we look at it from the front of the album, and then when we close it, it is not going to stick out from anywhere. Now we're gonna do the same thing with Alice. So now you can see how our 3D page it's taking shape, and then when we close these, you know, it's like a surprise element. So now I'm going to go ahead and add that whole thing into my page here. So I'm just going to make sure the center line it's here on the bending point. Okay, now you don't want to glue the whole thing. We're just gonna add tape probably halfway through, one there and then one over here. Okay, there we go, just like that. So I'm gonna hold this here, peel off my tape. All right, you know, these pop-up pages are really fun to do, I think, and they look really nice on, you know, when your album, it just gives it a nice little touch. Okay, so make sure this is centered up and down, and now I am ready to close this page just like that. And now I'm gonna open it and do the same thing on the other side here on the edge and kinda in the middle, just like that. Take off the tape here and here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue in between, and now I'm gonna close these down just like so. Okay, so now when we open this page, we have a nice interactive element. Now I'm going to decorate this and see how we didn't glue all the way in, because you do want a little bit of bending here. See how we have room? So these have room to bend, especially if it's gonna be attached into the book. You don't want these stuck in here. If you're stuck in here, then you can't open it all the way. All right, so I'm going to use these fun little cards. See if I can find them here. So I'm gonna fussy cut out. Actually, you know what? I was thinking on doing these ones, but I'm gonna use the cover. I'm gonna use these little cards in the cover, and I'm just gonna decorate around. So I have the little cards, and I'm just gonna stack them just like this, you know, and I'm just gonna put them here on the back to give this a little bit more of a 3D look. I'm just gonna place it like that. Let me show you, doing something like this. Now first make sure that we can close it and it won't stick out. So that looks nice, I think. I like how this is coming out. So I'm gonna do the same, and I'm just gonna place this back here. Just like that. Okay. I think that looks really cute. What do you think? All right, so now I cut 2 pieces from the other cover, and so from the front cover, and I'm just gonna add these ones on each of the sides. Okay, so now I'm gonna use these little tags here to create a different element on this page. So I'm gonna fussy cut these ones out. I'm going to cut a new sheet. Now this is just some regular 65-pound weight, so I'm gonna cut these at 3 3/4 by 7.5. Okay, and I'm gonna score at 2.5 and at 5. So let me place this down here, 2.5 and 5, and I'm just creating a little accordion like so to place my tags. So this is gonna be an accordion of tags. So I'm gonna place the first one here, which is the King of Hearts, and I'm just gonna glue this down like so. Okay, and I'm gonna use this one as a guide. I'm gonna grab my scissors and I'm gonna trim the corners like so, so it looks like a tag. Okay, and I'm gonna open this up. So let's see, so I'm gonna open this up like so, and I'm going to place the Queen here, and I'm gonna put her here because she's kind of pointing at Alice. So I'm gonna place Alice right here as well. And I love the background. I'm sad I have to glue over it. Okay, so let me place this down here like so, and now we have a cute little accordion. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue here on the back and add this into it. So I'm gonna place it right here. So now this page is gonna open up like so, and on the back you can add notes or pictures as well. I use this image also and just create a little you know, photo mat place for pictures. So I'm using some scrap piece of cardstock. This measures 11 inches, so I'm just gonna create a little card here for this guy. So I'm just gonna glue him on the corner, and then I'm gonna trim whatever I don't need. So I'm gonna put that here, just like that. And now I'm going to just trim the extra cardstock here and here. Okay, so now this is gonna be a little flip up to put any picture as well. So let me bring my page back, and I'm gonna put this guy over here. Okay, so just right here, like so. So perfect. So we have cute, you know, like very cute interaction, but also we have a place to add a couple of pictures. And then I did back these on these scrap pieces that I had, so we can add a little journal on those lines or put a picture. And then we have these other fun elements. Okay, so now we are done with these. I am gonna make a little pocket here, but I'm gonna do that in a minute. First, I wanna work on the back of this page. I'm going to use a piece of cardstock and cut this at 9 3/4, like that, by 5 1/4. Okay, so now I'm just going to score on 3 sides to create my pocket. I'm gonna start with the long side, like that, and then here, and oops, 1/2 inch here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna trim off the corners like so. One more here, and I'm just using regular cardstock for this step. So I'm gonna make sure that my image fits. I actually want it the other way, like so. So this will fit just fine. Now before I glue this down, I want to do something different and fun. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife here, and let me pull this to the side. I'm just gonna use a scrap piece of cardstock so I don't cut on my table. And I'm just gonna go around some of these card elements. So for example, I'm going to go around the number 6, just like this. Okay, and like this. Oops, got the paper right there, and up here as well. I kind of have to like look at it close. One more time. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is just create a little opening here. So let me just pop this up. Let me see if this is coming out right. Oh, I think this side needs a little bit more cutting. Just like that. And you can also do this with your scissors if you have small ones. So I want to open this little card and create just like a little bit of a hidden little pocket here. Okay, so once I got this one out like that, I'm just gonna fold this and give it a little twist like so. So see how we have this one that's gonna come up. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink the inside so it doesn't look, you know, the edge of the paper doesn't look different. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for a couple other ones. So you can see that I did about 3 of them, and I think it looks really cool. Okay, so now I'm going to fold my pocket here. Fold these little flaps that are gonna go in the pocket, in the book, I should say. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add this down. Now, of course, we're gonna make sure we're not gonna glue where our little cards are opening. So I'm just gonna go around the border like so. And the ones that won't open, I can go ahead and add more glue in that area, like that, and like that. Okay, so now I'm going to place this down right here like so. Okay, There we go. Make sure to get this extra glue. Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna bring my page back. Okay. And I'm going to add the pocket here on the back of the page we were working on. Now make sure that we have the orientation right. See, I didn't have it right, so I'm happy I double checked that. That would have been a big mistake. All right, so now I'm just gonna add glue here and add my pocket. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the remaining of this page to add the background. So I want to make sure that my cards are kind of aligned a little bit, so I'm going to trim this on the side just a bit. And now I want to see where I'm gonna cut this, so let me just pencil mark right around there, right here. And actually I'm just gonna because I don't need this much, so first thing I'm gonna do is cut right here so I can use this for something else. And so now I'm gonna mark again where I'm cutting this, which is going to be right around here. Okay, so I think this is gonna be a crazy card page because we have a pocket, and then we also have all these other little pockets coming up. So now I wonder if I should maybe make this taller and trim this a little bit. So I'm gonna trim the top just a little bit. It's a little bit too much of that pattern, I think. All right, so I'm just gonna ink this up and add it into the background. Now I am done with this page, and I love how it looks. We have a pocket here that you can kind of barely see, so I love the hidden aspect. And then of course we have this little interaction. Now you can add little tiny magnets to keep this closed if you like. All right, so I'm going to add this page into my book, and the way I'm going to do that is first I'm going to add some double-sided tape on this 1-inch flap. So I have this 1-inch tape that is a little bit too big for it, but I'm just gonna use it and trim the extra. Let me see, just like so. So see how there's a little bit extra in there, so I'm just gonna trim this out. Oops. And this tape is super sticky, that's why I like it. All right, so I get rid of that little piece, and I'm now ready to add this. So this 1/2 inch that we have here, this is gonna just serve the purpose of laying our book flat, because if let's say we didn't score this, then our page will be like this. But by adding this extra 1/2 inch score, now our page can do something like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna peel off the top part here of this tape, put it to the side like so, and I'm just gonna fold this flat like this and place it kind of closest to the front. This measures 1 inch, the hinge measures 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna place it closest to the front like I said. Make sure it's nice, even, and straight. Press the sticky side down and take this whole piece out. And now we have this page added into our book. Super cute. I think it's really fun. Now back here, I'm going to add some of the scrap pieces that I have that I've been saving, like this for example, and that's just gonna number 1 is gonna cover the black void, and number 2 it's going to secure your hinge just a little bit more. So I don't know if I want to use these, or maybe I'll use the hearts. So I'm gonna cut about an inch. So this actually measures 1.25 inches, okay? And the height is 8.5. So just using my glue, I'm gonna add this piece back here. Like I said, it's going to hold this hinge down, as well as embellishing just a little bit on the spine. So we have another page added. I hope that you guys are enjoying these tutorials so far. So we are going to stop here and continue on part number 3. We're going to be adding another page and working on the cover. So don't forget to visit the store, JS Hobbies and Crafts. I will have the link on the description box down below of everything you need. And so yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.